Everybody, happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. Heck of a week, right? You're watching video. I'm sure everyone in the world's been watching. I wanted to, I'll talk about that at some part this week. I want to talk about, I'm a little bit behind in viewer comments on the YouTube channel, so I want to address a few of those. This one comes from name3139. That's not someone's real name. There's no reason to use an alias, folks. You can just use your real name. No one really cares. It says, sometimes I get small losses and I'm waiting for the big wins. But when I get a big win, I already got a lot of small losses. So then I'm break even. Account doesn't get bigger, only treading water. And so, I mean, this is kind of how the market is for everybody, even the pros right now. So I don't find that that's terribly dissimilar from what other folks are experiencing. It's certainly very frustrating. You know, for me and my own sake, I tend to trade super small on my initial entries. So when there's no follow through in this style of make it and take it, market that we're in, yeah, your P&L looks, it's just kind of humming along there. But the key is, as you remember, is to play superior defense. And so, as far as that's concerned, if you're not losing big chunks of cash, to me, that's a good thing, because treading water in choppy markets, again, if you don't have professional training, is really, really good. If you're kind of a retail trader, do-it-yourselfer, trade from home, that kind of thing, give yourself a pat on the back, because the goal here is to kind of sit and wait for the bigger moves and endure those market environments that aren't really amenable to your trading, where your current trading is, right? Because we'll all evolve. But if you're not losing a lot of money, that's a good thing. I would also, think about what your goal might be, because there could be the psychological side of it, is that you might be taking your winners too quickly. And that is something that's like the dirty secret that no one likes to talk about, because everyone kind of wants to make it and take it when they can. But one day the markets will definitely change. And I saw it even in NVIDIA too. A couple of folks reached out and they said they had made money coming into the report, but then they missed the whole next day. And that was, that's tough to miss those types of opportunities, when you're in the winning trade itself. Of course, you don't know what's going to happen, so you have to live and embrace the uncertainty, when you're in the trade, which I think comes with experience. I don't really listen to anybody or accept anyone else's wisdom blindly, because I've kind of had to learn the hard way that the best way to learn how to trade is to just do it yourself and then figure out what of it feels good for you, what can you get used to over time, what can you practice emotionally, right? That's a big part of trading too, is the emotional practice that goes with it. If discipline equals freedom, that's not going to come typically overnight for newer traders. You may have extreme amounts of discipline in your life that you can borrow from, but just remember that in the beginning, if you're struggling and you're like, man, I've been doing this for 6 months, you really don't have enough time. And I know that's like you want immediate results, because there might be other things, if you're on a diet or if you quit drinking or if you go to the gym. In those types of endeavors, you can see results maybe perhaps much more quickly than you can if you were just, trying to trade. That's the way it goes. Unfortunately, there might not be the types of results that you want within the time frame that you hope to get them. So you have to kind of say it's life on life's terms. All you have to do is persist, even in the face of not knowing what's coming forward, right? But going back to the original question, it's good to have small losses. The big wins will come. I've been in all different types of markets over 35 years, and we're just in that type of market right now. There's a lot of noise coming from the Fed, right? And people are afraid, and when they're afraid, they typically don't act in their own best interest. They make themselves feel good. And sometimes doing the right financial decision doesn't actually feel good. Now, it is true, I know some traders who are on the shorter term who are naturally kind of make it and take it type of people, and they're thriving in this type of environment if you can catch the right events. But in my experience, the right events are kind of all over the place, and those are like short squeezes, earnings announcements, fading opening reactions. It's very difficult for a newer trader who doesn't have any experience to come in and think they're going to be a Swiss Army knife of trading skills. It takes months, if not years, to develop sometimes just one skill. So you can't compare yourself to the people who have, 5 or 10 years of experience and who are making money in this market, or the folks who just have a lot of natural ability, because there are those people here too. And you need to, support them and applaud them, and they'll have their day in the sun and you'll have yours. It might not come for a while, but you're still entitled to it as long as you do the work. Those opportunities will come for you. So you just have to be persistent and determined. What I wouldn't do is to try to trade bigger, because you want to let the move make the win, not your position size. And what I mean by that is I feel like as traders, we live and die by our position sizing. That's where we make and lose our money. And so we don't want to be in a position where, like, I need to make more, therefore I need to trade up or scale up. The scaling up part should be very gradual, almost like one contract, or 50 shares at a time or something like that. It should not be something that you do where you go from ones to fives and then or fives to 20s. It doesn't work that way. It's much too large of a jump in position sizing to try to trade that way. I'll talk more about that perhaps in another episode. But at any rate, I appreciate everybody, writing in and leaving comments. I'm going to catch up on a lot of these. Ganja and I have been working on a few things. And so there's just a lot happening behind the scenes. There's another comment on, so that comment came in, if you want to go read it, on Michael Martin Show, episode 24, Everything is Going to Change. And then there was a comment that just came in today from Stephen Morgan, 9549, on Your Evolution as a Trader Will Take Time episode. Do you have a Twitter handle? That way your listeners can repost you there. People can benefit from your page. Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate it. I'm not a big Twitter guy, and it might be surprising to hear, like, I don't really want to engage with people on Twitter. I don't like it really as an environment. I'm mostly on listen-only mode, and even then I have about 7,500 words that are blocked because I just don't want to see other people's bullshit, especially about politics, come through my feed. So if there's a member of the House or the Senate or in the White House, they're blocked and their names are blocked. I just don't want to hear anything about politics and people's opinions about anything for the most part. And two, this is the YouTube channel is a community unto itself here that we're kind of building. Obviously, it's going to take time. But if there are comments or concerns or questions or this and that, I'd prefer it to happen here on the channel. This way we can all engage because we're naturally here in the YouTube environment. I don't really want to develop a Twitter following. I use it, as I've mentioned, even going as far back as the audio only version of this show, that it's really there to help syndicate the episodes, so that the folks who are more active on Twitter maybe can pick it up. But I'm not really there engaged in conversations on Reddit or Twitter or anything like that, for a simple reason. One, well, there's two that are very closely related. One, I just don't like the environment. I didn't like it when what's his name with the funny looking beard ran it, and I don't care for what Elon's evolution is either. I just don't like Twitter. And two, I don't have the time. I don't have time to sit around and have conversations with folks. Anytime I want to respond to something, I kind of do it for everyone's benefit, looking you all kind of in the eye on the camera and saying what I have to say and then leaving it that way. So for the time being, at least, that's going to be my ethos as it relates to, responding to comments and this and that. I prefer to just do it and keep it within the environment where we all are and develop this as opposed to Twitter's platform. But at any rate, folks, keep the comments coming. I appreciate your feedback on everything. I hope you're all doing well. If you have any questions, you can reach out through the blog, or you could leave something here. It's better if you use your real name, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay, everybody, thanks for being here. Please take a minute, like and subscribe to the show. You could also leave a comment. I don't have all the answers, so it's good to get some feedback. Also, if you would like to support the show, check out the links below. You can get the free audiobook of The Inner Voice of Trading. and also information about the course that I teach with Victor Sperandio. Thanks for being here, folks. I'll see you tomorrow.